a pretty small studio here at Working Class Bow Hunter. The scent crusher, room clean, plug her in, turn her to 10, run her 30 minutes, kills all the scent. Gets stinky in here after a podcast episode. Yeah, real stinky.
It's time for the Working Class Bow Hunter video podcast, exclusively on CarbonTV, produced by Whisperwood Outdoors. Starring Curtis Jeer, Steven something, and Eric Hey Man.
Welcome to episode number 3 of the Working Class Bow Hunter podcast, exclusively on CarbonTV. We are right here at 1600 Buckslayer Place, the beautiful Buckatorium.
Yep.
Lovely Sherrard, Illinois, as you people from not Illinois call it. It's Illinois, not Illinois. People not from Illinois, the Prairie Storm Outfitter boys, all the way from Kansas.
What's up?
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
Man, you made the
Hey,
drive.
What's going on?
The 11-hour trek.
Oh, it was all right, man.
Yeah.
It was all right.
We're familiar.
Doug?
Yeah.
He's introducing us
Eric?
and I'm cutting him off.
I'm here.
Hey, Eric, what's going on?
I finally made it
working.
for one, yeah.
Eric is a regular host, everyone, that just knows us from CarbonTV.
Yep.
But he's actually here. He's
Usually I'm
He's
working
working.
right now.
He's working.
But I got the night off, so
That boy.
boom.
He's a working class bow hunter original, if you will. Like, you know how they have the series on shows? You'd be an original. That'd
Yeah,
be
you're original. Yeah, build top cast. But,
That's good.
guys, welcome. Another exciting episode. This is going to be a great episode because you guys drove all the way here, like we said, from Kansas, where Dorothy and the tornado and that dog and probably Yellow Brick Road are from. She was probably just suffering from some hay fever, and she got a high fever and hallucinating. But how you guys doing?
Long trip. Glad to be here, though.
Good.
Well, thank you for making the drive. Just to do, our working class bow hunter shoot this week, and that's why you came in. We're banging out an episode while you're here.
Yeah, we might as well.
Two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
Or did you just
Birds,
come
you
for
say?
the carbon episode, and then
Yeah,
the
you
shoot's
dip
just
out.
convenient.
It's whatever. However you want to look at it.
Wherever
you want to look at it.
Wherever you want to go with
They
that.
sneak out in the middle of the night and just
But
drive home.
we're glad we can knock two birds out with one stone. That's pretty cool.
So, just to give people a little bit of background before we get into the story because we have stories to tell on this one. Good hunting stories, old-fashioned. We met you guys at the Iowa Deer Classic because we podcast there through our regular series, and that's how we met you guys. Merck, who's not here, is a guide for you guys. He actually got tased on one of those podcasts.
that
Yes,
was
he
only
did.
that was only 2 years ago.
It seems like a lot
I
longer.
feel like I've known you.
And
for
we
a long
got
It does
time.
feel
we
that
got
way.
hooked up through another guy who was on Carbon TV, Sergeant Patrick Perkins on Heroes
Yep.
Hunting.
Yep.
Hooked us all up, and he was in the room there, and he watched the shenanigans unfold. He's a
Well, he told us
He's-
you got to have these guys on because they do the same shenanigans that you guys do, and they
yeah,
fit
he's,
right
he's
in.
a war vet, so he watched this and he's like, I've seen
Well, I
worse.
tell you what, at that real quick at that Iowa Deer Classic we were at, we're just talking to Patrick there, and he's like, "Hey, I got something for you guys. You guys be here at this time. We're gonna do a podcast." We're like, all right.
podcast.
So, I mean, that was it. That was it. That was all he told us that we were going to do, and then he just said to be there at the time. We showed up. I don't know how much information you guys got out of the deal that we were going to do.
We didn't know about you until we met with Patrick to record.
So
we're like,
I'm bringing these guys with me. I'm like,
and then
okay.
the rest is history, man.
Yeah, Merc made quite an impression on us. He's not here.
He's your guys' Steve.
Yes,
pretty much.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Without a doubt. If anyone has
version.
ever had a chance to meet Steve, and then hopefully ever gets a chance to meet Merc, you will exactly the same.
They're brothers from another mother.
Yes, exactly the same.
Twinskies.
Merc just gets more girls. That's the only difference.
He does.
That's right.
Well, no,
That's right.
he's getting married, so I don't know how much we can say about that.
He got more girls.
Yeah, he's getting married.
Past tense.
Clearly.
Shut it down.
Okay, so we ended up becoming friends with you guys over the years, and you guys were like, well, why don't you come down for an archery turkey hunt? I've never hunted out of state until this hunt. Doug's been around the block on turkey hunting. So it was me, Doug, and my dad went, Papa Dave. We all drove to wherever the hell Kansas, Prairie Storm, Kansas.
The guys not wearing the Prairie Storm Outfitter shirts have not been to Kansas.
Yes.
Once you get used to it,
right.
it's Prairie Storm in Prairie View, Kansas.
Prairie Storm, Kansas.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
I like that better.
Trademark it.
So we made the
Just
drive
don't look
out.
it up on Google.
Yeah.
You'll get lost.
So first of all, we get there not knowing what to expect, never hunted. And I never thought I'd go out of state to hunt turkeys, to be honest. But now that I thought of it, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like, I'll do a turkey slam, get that off my bucket list, you know? So I was like, man, it'd be really cool to get a Rio. And we get to your guys' place late at night. We drove there. What the hell? We drove there after work on a Friday or something? No, it was on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then we get there. Your guys' lodge is badass. You need a name for that place.
I know. Right now we just have the lodge. But,
Wait, you haven't named it yet?
We've
I hear
only
it's
had it for a
haunted.
year.
That's like the
Is
same
that
thing with
true?
a boat. If you don't name a boat, it's bad luck.
Killer Shack.
You come up with a name, and we'll name it. We'll name it.
You know what?
Well, you got to
That's the
see
deal.
it.
The podcast guys, you come up with the name of the lodge, and that's what the lodge
I'll
is.
have one
All right,
before this
hey, like
episode
I
is
said,
over.
I hear
Except for Steve.
Better idea. Everybody here sucks. People that are watching have to name the lodge, and we'll do a vote on it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, I'm
We're
glad,
absolutely.
I'm glad I'm
and we'll
not the
do it.
exclusive guy who can't name it because I hear it's haunted. Just saying.
It's not
But
haunted.
please book your hunts at Prairie Storm.
Yeah.
So Steve's scared of the dark, so you gotta keep lights on for him.
Where's
if he ever
Ghost in the
comes.
Dark?
That's fine. We got night lights with the deer and stuff.
Good.
I mean, unless you like the turkey one, we can do that too. We can change them out every
They,
night.
they got it all
Keep
for
the
you.
ghosts
Steve,
away.
they got it all for you.
I need to wake up early. I don't need to be haunted in the middle of the night.
Do you want to tell the ghost
Listen,
story?
Mary.
The one quick ghost story real quick before you jump into a turkey store? Is that bad for business?
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, if it is, I guess, well, they don't like to have a good time. So I don't know, but we got deer mounts in the place because it is a hunting lodge, and we came back while you guys were in camp. That's what was crazy about it. I mean, we got a couple other stories, or maybe we don't. I don't know. Maybe it would be bad for business. It'll be all right.
Tell it. You got to tell it now.
Yeah, I got to tell it now.
Too far gone.
Anyway,
Tease it.
we got a. It's real high ceilings in that place, and we got a deer up there by the front door, and we come in and we're walking around. I'm like, God, the wall looks bare. What the heck? I walk behind the couch, and there's the deer head, and it's like 7-8 feet from that wall, still upright. So like you would think, okay, if this deer just lost its gravity and just fell straight down, maybe it'd twist a little bit and it'd roll left or right.
Or be split on the nose.
Yeah, not be thrown 6-8 feet forward, laying upright.
It was weird.
It was really weird. So,
think you have
but we have a few other stories. I mean, so
Well, it
just
was like
that one in
tucked
general,
underneath the couch,
Yeah, it was
kinda.
tucked underneath the couch,
It was-
and there was not a scratch on it.
I think
Well,
you
check that out, dude. Look, so
Didn't
if
make any
you,
Someone
sense.
picks it up and
book
set
a-
it down.
Yeah, if you book a hunt, like not only can you go hunt, let's see, Merriam's, you got whitetail, mule deer.
We got Rios.
Rio. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Rios.
Rios. Not
Idiot.
Merriam's. Rios.
I wish we had Miriam's too. That'd be cool.
What was I thinking? Merriam's. Anyway, Rios. You get all these critters you can hunt. Plus, you get to sleep in a haunted house.
Yeah.
Like, like that's
People
a bang,
charge
bang.
for that, so you're
Yeah.
getting that for free.
true.
I
It's
mean,
true.
He
that
likes
is-
he likes women. I guess he cuddles with women.
That's
So.
a
Oh,
fact.
Steve, you're good, bro.
Yeah, Steve.
You
you're
like
great.
that? Dude, I'm ready, man.
I said, I think you have a ghost named Steve or Merc.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a ghost named Steve?
Okay, we got to cut the turkey stories here.
I'd
Hear
be
it.
pretty pissed.
So we get to
How about
Kansas.
Smirk?
Smirk.
That's his new name.
Merc the
That's his
ghost.
new name. That's a ghost's
Yeah.
name.
Can we get some smirk berries?
Onto the turkey hunt. We get to Kansas, and we knew the weather was going to go south. So the first day, that was like beautiful, textbook. And you, Doug, and Blake beat us to the cut on the first day.
Did you guys sleep in?
Which I wish. No, really.
it's a good thing we didn't.
It's a good thing we didn't. For Doug's sake, I still had to work. But anyway, and it really didn't matter. I mean, which we'll get back into Kurt's story too. But where we both went for that first morning was golden. Mm-hmm. It was golden. It worked out great. And yeah, Doug and I went and to one of these properties we got where we had some birds that were roosting in a dead tree that was struck by lightning.
Right.
And we just happened to get there, and John and I watched them roost. And I don't know if they jostled in the middle of the night or if they flew down early, but all that flew down was a hen and a jake at that time.
Yeah.
And we got set up, and we're roughing it. He's bow hunting, compound bow, no blind. We're sitting in the back of these dry weeds, practically, sitting over a wheat field, a green wheat field.
Yeah, we knocked over who knows how much grass.
Oh, I know. We took all our time in the world to do it, set the decoys up. I broke the stake on the decoy, so I'm freaking out about that. I had to rig that up. But then all of a sudden I look up. The sun's not even up yet. And I'm like, Doug, there's a bird watching us right there. We're finally set back in the trees, though. He can't really see us. Mm-hmm. So I make a quick call. He answers. Boom, dead run, just like we had him on a fishing reel, just running right to us. Crazy. And I was like,
"Where were you? Are you like, oh, it's about to happen first day in?"
Oh yeah, like right when he gobbled, I'm like, it's going down.
Unless we threw up a white T-shirt and just started screaming, there was
Steve
no
runs
way
through with his shirt off.
Yeah, it's just left to right. There goes Steve. Like,
why is he up this early?
There's no way this is not going to happen. All right, so this bird comes in, and I'm filming. I'm filming with my camera, and I'm filming it, and I'm talking to Doug. I'm like, all right, he's coming right in. He's gobbling.
Right.
I wait till he gets close, and I look, and right before I was going to call and get him worked up and stuff, and I was like, Doug, he's a jake. And he's like,
I don't give a fuck.
He's like, he looks at me, he goes, I hear him go, fuck it. I'm just like, all right. So then I cut right into the calls, and I get him to gobble, and then I get him to gobble again, and then finally he draws back, and he smacks him. And
it's awesome footage too. I mean, you'll see it.
15 minutes in. The only problem is, it was a little dark, but the good thing is with those DSLRs that I run, at least, is they pick up so much light.
Perfect.
And it wasn't dark. It was still shooting light and stuff. It's just, it was before the sun really crest over the horizon.
It looks really good.
And it turned out good and got him fired up. I mean, he was a super Jake. He did everything a Tom would do. It just, right at the last minute, I was like, he's a Jake. And Doug's just like,
yeah, first when you said it was a Jake,
Rio,
I didn't think it was. And then it straight, I'm like, oh, yeah, it is a Jake.
He's a little scrapper, man.
He was.
I would have shot him.
Shot him. It was going down.
Because, when we see the footage, dun, 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 camera magic, it's a cornfield.
It's already played by now, probably.
Yeah, it probably already has. But we also have some other footage of, Kansas, when you think about it.
By the way, Steve wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, Steve.
Just want to say.
You don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
I just want to say from what I've seen on film. That's why I'm a white shark expert, because I watch a lot of Shark Week. Describe the terrain that's out there, if you guys can.
Well, we had to add a story that happened at the same time this was going down too. But terrain's like it's more cedars and stuff. So in Illinois, we have cedars, but we don't have that many cedars. So honestly, it's kind of fun for us. But
most people think of like where John and I live in Scott City, Kansas. It is flat, and that's what everyone thinks Kansas is about. But if you drive through certain areas in Kansas, you're going to get a little of everything that Kansas has to offer if you do a little research in it. Rolling hills, crop ground, pasture, draws, creek bottoms, lakes. I mean, and that's kind of in the area we're at. It's got a little bit of everything. So it's actually a real beautiful place to be in the part of Kansas. You go hunt out with us, you're going to be hunting turkeys and like farmsteads. And they were probably planted there and pen raised. So we don't really have very many turkeys where we live. But you go 2 hours north where our lodge is at, and we're loaded with them.
They're everywhere.
We forgot to tell after I shot my turkey what happened when it flew off.
Oh yeah,
and we had to chase it down.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I think the best part of the video is your video and you hear the shot go off, and all of a sudden you see Doug just run by.
Oh, that's
like full blast.
Yeah, that bird just takes off flying, and then Doug just bolts.
Well, he paused for a second. I was like, I can catch him. And then he started running like, I can't catch him.
Watch another arrow.
He takes off. Well, the whole time this happens, me, John, and my dad are on another farm. A turkey comes in. I smoke him. It looks like, I thought.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I
After
came up
watching
to the
footage,
blind
without a
and
doubt.
I said,
So the
that
first
turkey's
15
dead.
minutes, you guys already
thought so.
are shooting birds.
Yeah, we smoked 2 birds with bows. I thought I smoked mine. We had a blood trail like a deer. Never found him. I don't know what the hell. It felt good. It was 12 yards. You know what I mean?
12 yards?
The
And
arrow
I
just
think
zipped
we
through
did
him.
the math, and you pulled your bow back and let your arrow go 5 minutes before Doug did.
Yeah, and then he texted me. He's like, "I just shot a bird." I'm like, "I'm
See,
looking
we
for
didn't
one."
have service. We didn't have service. We're texting
Yeah, we
bird down,
couldn't-
bird down, bird
yeah.
down. Nothing's getting sent because we were impressed. It was like, I don't even remember what time it was, but it was like,
Yeah.
So you guys
we
couldn't even
shouldn't be
share
shooting
this
a
with
turkey.
anyone.
Do what?
You
Yeah,
couldn't
we
share it
we
with
couldn't.
anyone because you didn't have any service.
We couldn't.
Well, that day, the first day, the weather was beautiful, like picture perfect. We were killing it, and then we knew the weather was going to get bad. So you were like, "Man, I got my bird down." Like you were getting bed sores in
Oh, yeah.
camp,
I'm trying to get all the cases of beer I can get.
What'd you watch? Something
Taking
about
naps.
Mary like twice?
and then
Oh yeah, I watched all the good ones.
it pretty much the weather went shit, like cold, windy.
That
it
evening.
snowed. Yeah, that night. And then we froze our asses off out in there. It rained on us a little bit, and we were just trying to get after it. No matter what the weather did, we were going to hustle it. And
You guys were there for 3 days. We just, I mean, the
Yeah.
weather's bad. You guys are willing to want to go out and rough it. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
birds are still going to be out there. They're just not going to answer the calls as well. They're
But
just,
we were still
you know,
on them though, like
oh, man,
down
we
in the
got on
cedar
them every
thickets.
time.
Yeah,
we
it
got
was
down
fun.
in the trees with them, and honestly, I've been doing this for quite a few years on turkey hunting, at least, you know, guiding turkey hunts and doing them myself and stuff. I've never had an experience doing that where we were chasing them. I've hunted turkeys in the snow, but I've hunted them out of a blind. Where Kurt and I were chasing them through the cedars, and it's snowing, it's blowing, the wind's going crazy, and the birds are gobbling and responding like crazy. Like I've never had that happen before.
It was awesome, man.
And we were getting them going nuts.
Yeah.
And Doug's sitting at camp all warm and nice.
Yeah, he's over there sitting there watching all kinds of
So-
movies.
Adam Sandler
So,
movies.
so somebody books a hunt with you guys. You guys are out there with them. Like
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
aren't just like, hey,
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'll put you in the sand. I'll drop you off in the truck. I'm gonna go to IHOP and then maybe kill a 6-pack of Killian's Irish Red. Come back get you. Like you guys are there. Like you guys aren't like regular.
without a doubt.
Step for step. I mean,
Yep.
and the second day, I think it was 21 degrees out. And the
was
snow
cold, man.
wasn't the problem. It was the blowing.
It was just
The wind was
wind.
cold.
insane.
I wouldn't
blowing.
know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So why do you guys like being out there so much? You know, you guys aren't getting the kill. Do you guys enjoy just when people that say from some boys from Illinois come out to kill some Rios, and you're like, hey man, I want to be out there and enjoy the kill too.
You have
Is
they
that,
have
is that
to
like,
though. That's
is
their
that
job.
your guys' passion? I mean, yeah, it's your
Absolutely.
job.
It's-
I mean, ask Kurt, and we'll get to it.
Dude,
but when you killed your bird, you seen my passion,
Dude, okay,
Dude,
let's
like-
just
We got-
let's
we
just
got
cut
it on
into
film.
that. Let's just cut into that because
Yeah.
So
I
the
was
weather went
lit.
shit, and because this will go right into that story, kind of the point you brought up, Steve. The weather just went south on us, and we hustled through it. I was being a little bitch one night. I'm like, dude, it sucks out here.
Well, it did, and it did, and just a real,
was cold,
just
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick, just like back on our passion side of it is like, okay, so you have bad weather and stuff, which nobody can control the weather, and that's
Right.
the
Yeah.
worst nemesis.
Well, the
when it
United
comes
States
to,
government does, but yeah, go continue.
Yeah, I understand that.
Chemtrails, of course.
But when we, as outfitting, that's our worst nemesis is the weather. That's the one biggest reason why you would leave without something. I mean, nothing's
Yeah.
guaranteed in our outfitting world. It's all fair chase. It's all wild game. It's all fair chase. The weather is our worst nemesis, but that's the thing when it leads into bad weather and we go a couple days with it and we're running down the stretch. We're feeling pressure to get you on the animal that you're chasing and stuff.
Right.
And so when it finally happens on that last day, dude, the passion is
10
legit.
minutes
And it's
left or
legit.
whatever.
Like you, Doug. You and I were hugging, high-fiving, going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And you shot him in the first 15 minutes of your
Yeah.
hunt. Roll it back into the last 15 minutes of
Dude,
your guys'
I wouldn't change the way it happened because
Same thing.
We roosted birds the night before, and they're in like these cedar thickets. We knew the last day is going to be sunny and nice and crisp out. So we all went out. Doug filmed.
Somehow you convinced me to come out.
I'm like, come on, film.
Yeah.
You did
Doug's
though.
like,
I did. I did it.
Doug
Really
had
glad
to-
you did.
Doug's like
too.
in
I
living
did it
colors
for the, I
doing
did
a
it for the
marathon.
podcast.
I
I
ain't
did it for the
coming out with
podcast.
shit.
Well, it worked out good. So we go out. We found a shed in the dark, by the way, on the way in. So
You basically stepped on it, didn't you?
I should have known it was
Practically,
going to
yeah.
be a good morning.
I about stepped on it. I kicked it out of the way.
Yeah, I saw. I'm like, I'm gonna grab
And I
that
was like,
later.
we're going to have to remember to grab
Little did I
that.
know I'd be coming back with a turkey while I picked it up.
Ayo.
So we
Hell
go
yeah.
in, and we wanted to get to the corner of this field where we roosted some birds the night before, and we're walking up, and you're like, fuck, there's a hen right there in that tree in the corner. Remember that? So she cut us short. So
All
we're
by
like,
herself.
we were like, fuck,
Yeah.
we got to sit here. So we set the decoy up. I tuck into a cedar, and I'm just to the right of Doug, and then you're behind Doug, behind another little standalone cedar. So you guys were cedar. You're sitting right behind it. I'm in like a big cedar that's in a cedar thicket.
Yeah, you're in a big cedar row.
A cedar
and
row,
Doug
yeah.
and I are in just
Two
two little
tiny cedar
cedars,
trees, yeah.
about 20 feet apart,
Oh, yeah.
probably. Yeah,
It
and
just
I'm the
tucked in there.
furthest one back.
Yep, and I didn't have like this is my fault. I didn't have warm clothes. Like I didn't have insulated boots with or anything like that.
Well, when did you go? When was this? Around April?
This would be the
Yeah.
second week in April, yeah,
Yeah.
because we did the show in Madison, Wisconsin the weekend before our archery season opened up that Monday. They showed up on Thursday.
So why would
Yeah.
you think to bring warm clothes that time? But
it's
when
Kansas,
this-
man. It's Kansas.
I've messed up, but I don't know. It's springtime. I didn't think it was going to
We
get
had-
cold like it did.
2 years
You
ago.
had snow,
2 years
didn't you?
ago, we had 12 inches of snow. 2 years ago,
Okay.
in May 1st.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did not dress.
So-
we didn't really dress for that.
Hey,
But hey, it
Thanks
was
for the
80
heads up.
degrees, 85 degrees 2 weeks before that.
Exactly.
So-
in April. So
That's
you
why.
just never know.
So I'm getting like, it seems like forever. Those birds, we got them to gobble finally, but they roosted around in the tree forever, and we didn't know that you were filming them. And it seems like they stood up there for 4 hours, but it didn't take that long. But
It seemed like it.
I'm dying because
10
we're sitting on
minutes.
the ground, no blind. I'm
Cold.
my feet hurt, my knees hurt. I'm standing up in the cedar, and I get up. I'm standing up, trying to let blood get to my legs. You're like, oh, here they come, and it was just
And
like
It was like the
when
boys
they
are in
walked in.
town. It was just.
The
was-
boys are back in town.
It was cool.
Here they come.
It was cool. The sun was shining on the field,
It was
and they
awesome.
just strut in, and you could see that glow on their tail feathers, and it's like, we're here.
Yeah, because the video it looks like it's like 60 degrees and nice and sunny.
Oh yeah, the
perfect. It
video.
was cold.
Most of all the video we ever took, it was like, oh, it's just beautiful. It's
Nice.
65. No, I don't know if it
That's
ever
false.
got above 50.
it felt like a crisp November morning.
It did.
It
That's
felt
what it felt
like
like.
we should have been hunting whitetails in rut.
Yep,
Is
we
what it
said
felt
that
like.
too when we were out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it feels like we're rut hunting right now, like from the ground, just sitting openly behind cedars.
Yeah, we got strutting turkeys out in the field, and they're gobbling their head off. So,
So they're a very pretty bird.
Oh
Yeah,
they're
yeah, they
gorgeous.
are.
Okay,
They're-
compared to
pretty
where
bird.
we're in the Midwest.
pretty bird.
Pretty bird.
Yeah, we got Easterns, and you look at these turkeys, and I made the mistake of calling them Merriams earlier, but Merriams are a very beautiful bird.
did.
Yeah.
Rios are beautiful too.
Yeah.
So when
I
they
love
come
'em.
out and the sun's shining on them, they look gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a perfect setting.
Yeah,
I know this from the film that I've seen.
You fucked up, bro.
yeah, you should have been
Yeah,
there,
you
bro.
messed
Are
up.
you drunk?
Should have
No,
been there,
I'm
brah.
You blinking real slow. I'm like, damn, Steve.
blinking
I was
slow.
like, are you with us right here?
No,
He's
dude,
like,
I'm 100%
You know
with
where
it.
we're at right now?
and talk about. I know I
there,
said
brah.
Merriam's. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I'm
trying-
scoping you
no,
out
I'm-
on video. I just had to call it
Are
for
you
everyone.
alive?
I was
You know
like,
what, Steve? Dude, no, I'm
what,
sorry.
Steve?
I'm trying to put a point across. Did I come off?
Steve's having a heart attack.
Wait, did you just
bro,
ask
you
if he was
dying
alive?
right now?
Well, I'm watching him blink. You're like, you seem
I'm
spacey.
blinking slow.
Yeah, man.
Steve, thanks to you, I'm going to get a lot of phone calls about Merriam hunts. So
Yeah.
I got to
Good job,
disappoint
Steve.
a lot of people.
Hey man, do you got any elk hunts available? Like, what the
I heard
hell?
you
is
guys got
here?
Osceolas. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's just call a guy.
Hey man, I'm trying to hunt some butterballs. What's up?
I heard you got Rios, Marios, and Osceolas. I'm trying to get my Grand Slam in one trip.
You can do it in 3 days.
3 days. 3 days.
They may look the same, but don't worry about it. We'll put a different tag on
Yeah.
it. It'll be fine. The one will say Osceola, the old Merriam. It's,
spray
it's all
paint-
Steve's fault.
Just spray paint the tips for him.
Kansas state regulation won't let you kill 2 Osceolas in a row.
That's a bad deal, Steve. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't
do
do
not
that.
do that. Anyway,
Seriously.
here, don't.
Seriously,
So-
I don't want to see you get in trouble.
We get out there, we're turkey hunting, and they come in the sun. Going back to our story,
Exactly.
and they're hung up with a bunch of hens.
Oh yeah,
and
beautiful.
Oh man.
I hear you guys whispering at each other, and I'm like, "Yo, include me." And then you, and
Doug,
then,
that's like the relay guy.
he's out of the
Me and
loop.
Blake were talking, what do you say?
you're
What do you
playing
say?
telephone,
Yeah.
and you're like, "You
I
want to
only
just?"
smoked that Osceola right there.
It's like you want to go for them, and I'm like, I might as well, right? Like, because we were wanting to leave by 10.
Yeah. This is the people don't know.
To get
this
home.
This is the last day.
Last
you guys
morning.
wanted to leave by 10. It's a good drive to get here.
Last
Yeah.
day, last minute.
So
Well-
it's going down to the nitty gritty.
Well, they-
and meanwhile, before we get back into it, Doug is with your dad, Papa Dave.
No,
Or not Doug. John. John is with Papa Dave.
Your head guide?
I forgot his name.
The big dog on campus.
Wow. John, I told you I was taking over your spot, right?
You accused me
Here's
of
the
being
thing. We're in the studio. I'm looking at Doug. I said
guy.
Doug. I'm sorry. But anyway,
I'm a
they're
good-looking
off
guy.
together, and the birds since moved from them because we roosted two different groups.
Yeah.
Since moved off from them. They can't get on their birds. So they start coming towards us, and that's when I was relaying to Doug. Doug was relaying to me, relaying to you that, all right, if this is going to happen, we have got to get around to the other side. But Doug and I are stuck.
Yeah, you guys can't move
they
behind
will
one
see us.
seater.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll see us. So we told you to skirt on around and go. We didn't
I went
even
out
think
to the
anything
creek.
about John and
I went down to the
Papa
creek
Dave.
and ran the creek up to where I thought was a corner and popped up. And it just so happened I was in the corner. I can see the hens, and I can see just the bright red heads through the brush of the toms. And I'm sitting there, and I hear somebody whisper, and I'm like, it scared me. And I look around, and John and my dad are right behind me. And I'm like, how the fuck did you find me?
Just coincidence that they were just right there.
Yeah, I'm like, how the hell did you find me in this whole cedar thicket? You just
Yep.
hey, what's up?
Hey, how's
Dude,
it
hey,
going?
that's what good Prairie Storm Outfitting is, dude.
Hey,
They'll
how
put you on
are
the same
ya?
birds.
Hello.
Hey, we got 4 birds on camera. We're gonna put 19 clients on them.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how
So
are you?
while I'm sitting there, now my dad's with me with his bow, and we kind of see what's going on. We're trying to figure out which way we're going to sneak around, and then we find the best spot. Because remember, we were going down further along the back. Good thing we
Correct.
didn't, because
Yeah,
we found out
those
after
hens would have caught us.
there was hens in there.
Yep.
So we went back up, and my dad's to the right of me, and I'm just in front of, but to the left of my dad, and we're looking out towards the field. Well, you get over behind some brush, John does, and he gets in a bush, and you're calling, and you guys are just watching from a distance still from my original vantage point.
Doug and
where-
I have no point in this story
Yeah,
from here on
I'm
out.
just
besides the
filming. I
footage.
have no
Yeah.
idea.
But you guys
what's
can't
going
see
on
us
the
at
whole-
all.
No,
And
we can't see you.
And you'll see during the footage the shots at an angle because I'm off to the right of the bird. So
Yeah, you're 80 yards
Yeah,
to the
at
north
least,
of us.
at least
yeah.
80
you
yards
guys are
down
just
the fence line.
you filming birds just hoping it happens.
Yeah, that's all I told. That's all. It's just Doug,
and then-
just stay on him. Hopefully it.
And the
hopefully it
camera's about to
happens.
die. I'm like, oh my! I just
We don't need to talk
I
about
have
the
no
battery
idea.
situation.
So you guys are bird watchers. You're just watching and
Yeah,
not paying your
exactly.
dues.
I have
All
no
right.
idea what's going to
I feel
happen.
it.
Me and
when.
my dad are sitting there at Death Comp 5 alert, and then the hens are cutting across, and we're trying to get ready. I'm like, all right, we think once you started calling, the hens moved over, and then the toms were moving over to follow those hens. And me and my dad are whispering, okay, 'cause there's 2 toms, and then the Jake in the back that was being all shady.
That one Jake, dude.
Yeah, so they're coming in. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that
hey,
one Jake.
whoever gets a shot first, pop it. The other person be ready, because if they all start hopping on whatever bird we shoot, we'll double. So there's one point where the hens get all shady, and they're looking like, I think something's over here, and I'm stuck. I was readjusting, and I had my bare hand out, and I didn't have a face mask on, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm pegged. It's over. And I felt like I stood up like this, and I'm sitting so uncomfortably, and they finally relaxed, which I can't believe I made it out of that. I was like, it's done.
Doug and I noticed when they did that, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, their
he
heads
drew.
came up.
He drew.
Yeah. That's what I
he drew.
thought, too, yeah.
he drew. And then all of a sudden they put their heads down. And I was like,
I'm like, here we go.
No, he didn't.
okay.
Because there's
no,
They got Kurt has hand tattoos that broke up his hand.
Yeah, no shit. So there's brush. There's brush to our right, and the birds are coming from the right. And I had to wait for them to clear in the opening, and the field kind of dips down. And so right when that one got ready, I drew when he's coming in, and it was 30 yards. And I'm like, I'm on him. My dad draws at the same time, and I squeeze off, and he just drops. And I'm like
Like a rock.
dude, he just went straight down. And it felt like someone hit me in the stomach. I was like, couldn't believe he dropped. Before I can even get up or celebrate, I'm kind of celebrating to myself, John scales the pasture fence and is somehow on this bird, and I'm like,
Happier than you are.
yeah, it took me 2 minutes longer to get over to the bird, because you were like, I'm not letting him get away.
That's why I wear tennis shoes when I turkey hunt. So just in case I have to run them down.
What were you thinking the whole time when he dropped, as you just got after it?
Well, I figured after the first bird and the mistake, whatever happened to that first bird, you
Yeah.
weren't going to let it happen again.
No.
I thought you were going to take a headshot.
No.
I thought you were going to lop his head and it was going to be done because of
If
that
he was
first
closer
bird.
than 30, I would have. But I'm shooting regular broadheads,
But when he dropped like that and he didn't flop or anything, he
Didn't
just
do
stone
anything
cold
at
dropped.
all.
I was like, he's playing dead. I got to get on this bird's throat
He's
or
like
he's
a
going to take off
possum,
running.
huh?
We've
Yeah.
had him lay down like that and then pop right up and take off running.
Really?
Even with a shotgun, they've done that. They've been dirt rolled.
They're so
get
tough.
up and take off.
Not this time.
No, not this time.
Well, he dropped, and you can hear in the footage someone go, yes. And I don't know if it's one of you guys.
I don't know who it was, but
Probably Doug.
It probably was Doug because
both of you guys, though.
because I'm a little bit back.
you're
but
probably
as soon
already,
as it
I think
dropped,
you're over the fence already.
Oh,
When
yeah,
I-
dude.
throwing stuff, and I'm like, I am going to that bird, and I knew John would get there before I was, but I had the same instinct as John. I was like, I'm going to tackle that bird because this is happening. And then John gets out there, steps on his head as I'm trying to cross a fence. You enter the field, Kurt.
Yeah.
And you enter the field, and you drop your bow, and you turn to look at me, and I'm screaming. You'll see the
Dude,
footage.
you
I
jumped-
look like an idiot.
You're like running.
Yeah, the whole
You're trying to fist bump
dude,
and
there's like
run.
But what you don't see on footage is we're like from cameraman Tank here in the corner, from there, and that's like what 10 foot maybe.
Yeah.
You jump from that far, and I like catch you.
You catch me. It's
Celebration.
like we just scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl and we're about to beat the Patriots or something like that. I jump, I jump,
Patriots.
and I hate the
We're a
Patriots. too.
Bengals
That's why I said that.
organization here. I want to know what was going through your head
No one
because
cares.
What was going
you
through
and-
my head?
You and Doug were sitting there filming, and as you can see in the footage, it's a whole lot of nothing happening. You can't even see where Kurt, Papa Dave,
It's just a lot of
and
guessing.
John are. So all of a sudden, a turkey just gets dropped.
Well, like Doug and I, I've hunted turkeys a lot. He's hunted turkeys a lot. All of a sudden, you'll see it on the footage. That bird, he picks his head up, he fluffs his feathers, and tucks them in.
Yep.
And when they do that, they know something's
Yeah,
wrong.
I knew
Snood
Kurt had to have
sucks
drawn,
in.
right?
Their-
Something had to happen.
Yeah, their snood sucks in on their beak. You know something's happened. So I'm like, okay, he drew. Like mentally in my head, I was like, he's drawn. It's happening.
Like Robert and I thought
And-
that, all of a sudden just
Yep, and all of a sudden just boom, and
smoked
feathers
him.
fly. He drops on a dime, and them other birds take off. And I mean, it just you've hunted turkeys long enough, you just know their reaction, their body language, and when that happened, it was done. As soon as that bird hit dirt, I'm going. And obviously, John was a lot closer, so he got out to him. But then after that, I
it was
bolt
so
to Kurt.
awesome.
Did not take
I
long,
jump in
yeah.
his arms, and
Yeah.
it was just
That
just
sucks
that passion was there,
that single
man.
fence post was there. I could have got all that on film, but
Just
it was
admit-
right
It still
there.
gets me excited just talking about
Dude, it was
Like,
so
I just,
much fun.
God,
man.
it was cool.
I had so much fun on that
Just
hunt.
admit you knew you had the best guy on the job.
Doug
Get him his
Philman.
bird.
Yeah, I was going to say Doug.
Doug.
Isn't that who I called you earlier? Was Doug?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
But man, I was so pumped. This is the prettiest Rio. I'm getting them full mounted for the house. He won't fit in the studio because you can tell how tight it is in
No,
here.
for sure.
But I have him at Longbeard Taxidermy in Pittsfield,
as long
Illinois.
as you guys can do it, come back next year.
Well, we're talking about giving away a hunt, and we'll get into
Yep.
more detail.
We got to get that all worked out. But yeah, I
You have to
think
find our
that'd be
social
awesome.
media, Working Class Bow Hunter.
I'm going
There'll be
for,
some details on that.
World record Rio next
Giving
time.
away a
Hey.
hunt to a listener.
Archery turkey record for the year for you guys.
2018.
Oh, you
2018.
claimed it? Kurt claimed it?
Kurt got it. Kurt's going to get a plaque
Kurt
for
got
the
it.
biggest
Kurt hanging soon.
Rio shot with Prairie Storm. He'll get a plaque for archery. Shotgun.
Let's
we
hear
had a
it.
guy
Let's hear it.
double.
Hey, Working Class Bow Hunter.
Hey.
Yeah, but the archery
Hey.
smoker. Anybody that beats Kurt, I want to hear about what happened. You gotta
Hey.
beat Kurt.
Well, it's a gun, so there's an
It
asterisk.
was
I don't care.
with the gun, but it's still a turkey hunt. It's still the same concept
Same
in a
category.
sense. But
Guns made America, so I want to hear it.
we break it up just like deer. We do a gun hunt and an archery hunt, and so he scored like 63 points, I think, and then our shotgun hunter towards the end of the year got 87, but he happened to shoot a double bearded bird and an 1.5-inch spurs, which is unheard of for
Yeah.
Rio. So, but
Did he have an
we're-
arrow wound in him?
He might have.
What if he did? He had an arrow from Kurt. Oh,
Yeah.
Good job, Kurt.
No
You
doubt.
could have got him.
Probably was.
Yeah,
The
Kurt's
first one I
a
shot was a booner, huh?
He was a big
Yeah,
son.
that was a big bird.
Well, let's talk about. So we kicked off your turkey season. Let's just talk quick about you guys had a great turkey season with all your clients,
Yeah.
and I guess you should tell people where to find you.
And what you
kind
guys
of
all
hunts.
offer at Prairie Storm.
Yeah, for sure.
You
The
guys
other
offer,
hunt you offer.
Yeah.
Ghost hunts,
So
too, right?
turkey season, you guys started off by excellent. So I had the pressure to keep that 100% the whole turkey season.
Yeah.
No
That's what we
matter
do
if they
here.
were
That's what we do
shotgun hunters or what, I had to keep it 100%. But it really never got stressful. I mean, usually the first day in, the clients were killing at least their first bird.
Right.
And we're going after a second bird. I didn't get the total number. I think, what we get, 22 this year?
Yeah, I think so.
22
or 21,
birds.
yeah.
Damn.
And that does include me and him got a day to hunt ourselves, but on our own ground, down away from the lodge. We don't hunt client ground. But to go back on the question
Which is
you
badass.
asked,
we will
why
never
we
do
get
that.
so much excitement, like that trophy bird that guy shot with the shotgun, I estimated that where I heard that bird gobble the first time was over a half a mile away. And I got that bird to work in because of my calling, and he was able to shoot that trophy bird because of what I did.
Right.
So that's where I get my excitement. I outsmarted one of Mother Nature's creatures.
Right.
Like, it was me versus that turkey, and one screw up by me, that turkey wasn't going to finish. So that's where I get my excitement. It's not that, and seeing the bird killed or where Kurt shot his bird. The reason why I got her in the fence so quick, because, I mean, it was over.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, not to mention, we got to shout out Papa Dave, too, like, talking about the passion effort you put in. You and Papa Dave became best friends on this hunt because you guys sat in a blind for, like, well, you asked Dave, my dad.
Yeah, what do you say on 24 hours?
Well, at first it was like 8 hours in this blind, and then it was
Then
like...
it turned into 12.
then
Then it turned into 16.
Yeah.
And
well,
then it,
with your dad, like that last morning, I looked at your dad and, excuse my language, I said, fuck it. We're going to go kill those birds because they can't do it.
yeah,
So we took off. Like, Jesus.
making their way our way.
oh, wow. I guess I didn't know what I was doing.
I felt like... I felt
So
bad.
you feel like you're the LeBron James of fucking
Turkey guy.
Okay.
okay.
So I throw it out there.
Talking
No.
about 3-0 right now.
More
Yeah,
like
here
Steph
we
Curry
go.
because I can go back from the arc and it just
okay.
I don't got to be close.
Papa Dave's coming back next year, and he's going to get to shoot. I'm
Yes,
going to film
absolutely.
Papa Dave.
Absolutely.
I'm going to
He-
take an L and just sit out and watch him kill one.
I don't know your dad's age.
He's,
And I'm not a small guy.
My dad's a hustler for
Ancient.
being his age, man, for hanging
But
stands
when I go
and
through
shit.
the
Your
woods,
dad's a badass.
when I go through the
He's
woods, I
58.
can move. And when we made the decision to go help you guys, and I started hauling ass down through that creek bed, I was moving.
Yeah.
And your dad was stride for stride behind me.
Dude, my dad's on it, man.
I mean, he looked at me and he said, "You're crazy running through the creek with tennis shoes in 20-degree weather." I wanted to kill these birds.
I watched you straight double foot jump into a creek with tennis shoes on, just looking for the
Say,
first bird I shot.
How are your feet not just frozen off by now?
It's adrenaline.
It's crazy.
Papa
all
Dave is
adrenaline.
We were
like
freezing.
normally I would fight on any day. I would fight a 65-year-old man.
What?
And I would guarantee I would
Such a
win.
crazy thing to say.
Papa Dave isn't even 65. I wouldn't
Oh,
fight
Papa
him.
Dave will
Like,
fuck you up real
no,
fast.
like, yeah. Dude,
Absolutely.
he's a ruthless individual. And
Dude,
he's,
my wife could beat your ass, though, dude.
I would not swing at her
Papa
wife.
Dave,
so that's
Papa,
not, that's
Papa
not a
Dave
fair
would beat
fight.
you up, but
That
he'd be
would
so
be
nice
awesome.
about it too. Like,
He'd
well,
be
you should have
like-
done that, Steve.
The little
sorry.
bit about I know your
Sorry.
dad.
Sorry.
He would
Sorry.
do that. He would.
We're gonna get him a bird,
But
and
Yeah,
hopefully
that-
Steve shows up.
Merc.
I'll
him and
do
Merc.
the best I can
Is
to get
Merc
him a
going to
bird.
show up?
He better.
Him and Merc will sit in the blind together and talk about shenanigans.
Dude,
Wrestling.
me and Merc
So
in a
let's-
blind together.
let's-
It's
let's-
not going to happen.
Did you guys go 100%?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. And
Per every
You know,
And
group
that
come out
we
and kill bird.
lost. I think we lost a bird, maybe two. I think. I mean, that's the thing when it comes in the outfitting business. I mean, you shoot a bird, you draw blood, and like your bird there, it was a dead bird.
Yeah.
I mean, so that one, that's what we're talking about. Is like, I mean, a turkey
Opportunities.
does not bleed like that. It does
Dude.
not. You know, so that. Yeah, I mean, you count that. That's 100%. I mean, it
Yeah.
is. You know, when we lost that bird. But
So say someone watching this is like, okay, there's the good odds there. If I want to kill a Rio turkey, that's on my bucket list. What's the best way to contact you guys so they can get in and book something?
Well, I mean, we're big on Facebook and Instagram. You know, we got the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got our website, www.prairiestormoutfitting.com. You type in Prairie Storm Outfitting on Facebook, Prairie Storm _KS on Instagram and Twitter. You can find us and stuff like that. And so we'll do live videos. You know, we'll post pictures. I know we'll do some live videos this off season, and we'll show some trail camera pictures of our bucks this year because now
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys got some
turkey
good
season just ended. Now we're rolling into deer season.
Well, that's
That'll
what
be here before you
I was
know
going
it.
to get
Yeah.
in that too. Like, what else? You know, you guys. This is a big turkey talk episode, but what else do you guys offer at
Well,
Prairie Storm.
yeah. We do Rio Grande turkeys, full-blooded Rio Grande turkeys. We do whitetail deer. We do upland game, so your pheasant, your quail, and then we do waterfowl. We're in the Central Flyway along the Kerwin National Refuge, so we got a bunch of pits and stuff like that we run off of. We'll do some dove hunting. We'll do predator hunting, coyotes, fox, bobcat, stuff like that. So that's in a nutshell kind of what we offer.
Cool.
And all of it's here in Kansas, and it's north central Kansas.
What about like big game, like whitetail, mule deer, antelope? You guys got-
really just mainly just whitetail. I mean, mule deer has become such a hard topic in Kansas. I mean, it's really hard for a non-resident to draw, and it's just one of those things that it's.
If somebody calls us and they say, "Hey, I got a Unit 3 tag, I'm looking to fill it," we'll find some place to do it. But that's one of those hunts that it's so hard to get on a Kansas mule deer. I mean, you could be out there for 5 days and not see a mule deer.
Right.
I mean, that's just the odds.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So you guys are kind of
Well-
working on those Kansas monarchs,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for making the drive from Kansas, boys. This is our third
Heck yeah,
episode on
man.
Carbon. We
Thanks.
appreciate you guys.
Now
Love
you guys
the place,
finally
man.
get to see me shoot tomorrow, so
It's going to happen.
injury and all.
You didn't bring his bow over here for the shoot, Blake.
Hey man, I'll
That's
just do some
still,
filming.
Okay, the
I'll
focus is
let-
on John.
That
I'll
still
let-
baffles
yeah.
me you didn't bring your bow. But
John's
Wait.
the way
what
he
a-
shoots.
No,
wait
Blake's
a
shooting a
second.
vintage bow. Is what's happening.
What's going on? Why we got to throw me?
All
under
right,
the bus?
let's do a group high five before we close her out.
How about a group cheers?
A group cheers. We'll do a group cheers.
I need
Let's
another
do that.
beer.
Thanks for there you go. Thanks for the friendship, boys. Thanks for coming for
Yeah.
Carbon episode, and
thanks for letting us hunt too.
we will see you guys
You
next
guys are
year.
awesome.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, Kansas, we're coming for you. Steve might be. All right, go shoot your bow, guys. We love you.